The U.S. men's national team needs to look at themselves in the mirror. There's no passion, there's no discipline, there's no respect for the U.S. men's national team within the U.S. men's national team. I get it. Last night we put our B team out, but we are a year away from the World Cup being on home soil, and yet we're producing stuff like this. Don't get me wrong. I think Switzerland is a top 15 team in the world, and if you want to debate that in my comments, be my guest. But regardless of that statement, this team, Switzerland, are a good team. And the idea that in the first half we couldn't stop a simple switch and we couldn't just keep everybody in front of us, it honestly looked like the U.S. men's national team just didn't want to be there. They did not want to compete, and they just need to look at themselves in the mirror. Who do you blame for this, though? Do you blame, our first team players for? Listen, I know the Club World Cup is keeping a lot of players away. I know we have some injuries to Robinson and Dest as well. But the likes of Christian Pulisic, as we get ready to go into the World Cup next year, how are we not in camp? How are we not, just trying to build with this team? It just doesn't make sense to me. And people are like, oh, he's tired. He's played all these games. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Look at Ronaldo, Messi. They're 38 plus, and they're still playing in every single game for their club and country. It just doesn't make logical sense to me how people can still defend some of our players for skipping camp this year whenever we're on the eve of a World Cup on home soil. It doesn't make sense to me. But if we want to talk about this game last night, they're genuinely, Switzerland to me are a team who have been together. They go to all these tournaments. They are competitive in these international friendlies. They are trying to compete for a World Cup. That's what they are trying to do. And I think next year people are going to have to look at this team and see that. But who do you blame for the failures of the U.S.? In the last 6 games, we've only won one of the last 6. We're on a 4-game losing streak, and we have Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday. We enter the Gold Cup. We have Trinidad and Tobago, Saudi Arabia in our group, and then there's someone else I don't remember. But regardless, if we're not winning that group, then we don't deserve to host this World Cup. We don't deserve to be in the World Cup. How will our team, to me, it just doesn't make logical sense why we don't have some of our first team players in. And I already told y'all why. But what's your opinion? What's the justification for this team being this bad? I just don't, to me, it doesn't seem like there's any passion to play for the U.S. I think the U.S., we are a club or a country who love to play from behind. We love to be the underdog. So, and that's why we were so competitive in the early 2000s and in the mid 2000s, because we were competitive. We weren't a soccer country, but now we have promoted soccer to one of the top sports in the country, and we just have plateaued when it comes to when we get to that first team level of the U.S. men's national team. It plateaus. We should still have that fight. We should still have that aggression. And the idea, I don't like Mauricio Pochettino. I just don't. I'm a Chelsea fan. He was at Chelsea. He was at Tottenham. I've seen him for years. At PSG, he wasn't great as well. The system is simple and not good. It's just not productive. And I think when you look at that team, we don't even know what we have. Just an absolute disgrace from the U.S. men's national team, in my opinion. Absolutely disgraceful and embarrassing. Completely embarrassing, and we need to figure out what we're going to do before it's way too late.